just make lemonade. Okay, let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go! It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
This is The Rush with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson on the Rush Radio Network, Iowa's sports station.
Welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. If you're in the mood for a new car, guess what? Willis Automotive has you taken care of because they have State Fair savings going all month of August. All you have to do is go to willisauto.com, check out all the specials. Almost every make, every model is on sale with the State Fair savings. Again, go to willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream with rushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. Leave your comments in the comments section. Phone lines are now open at 515-517-2303. And you can follow us on our social media channels. What's up there, Ross Peterson?
Hey, buddy. Oh, buddy.
What's going on? Did you like our new big voice guy?
Yeah, that kind of took me by surprise. Didn't know that was coming.
Well, Owen is Owen does not like the AI voice guy.
Yeah,
He goes, Dad, we can do better than that. We can do better than that. So we tried out a guy, and now we got about 10, 11 more liners coming to put a human voice. We tried out a guy. So
cool.
Yeah,
How was the weekend? Friday, you were obviously at the fair. You spent all day at the fair.
Stopped by your house on my way out of town. Put a light in the.
Just so you know, I mowed yesterday. And the neighbor's yard. So
you mowed the neighbor's yard too?
Yeah.
I got
chucks.
I mowed yesterday as well because it rained all morning, right? And I'm like, if I don't mow at some point today, I'm not going to get to it for another week, and like I'm going to have to bale this stuff like hay. Did you have to mow twice?
No,
okay.
Luckily. But dude, the Ego does not have the power that the gas powered. The Ego, when it hits wet, like I had to wait for it to dry off a lot.
I didn't know you had an Ego.
Yeah, I bought an Ego mower.
Okay. I did not. I know. I did not.
I do like it. It's light. It does the hill really well. I like it a lot.
The problem with the Ego is when you let it get pretty long. I mean, it'll go through it, but it sucks battery life a lot.
And trying to do 2 yards, I can't do both yards in one battery either. So I need a second battery.
Yeah.
The guy tried to sell it when I bought the thing. The dude was like, the guy was like, you really should buy a second battery. And like, I don't remember how much they're, $180, something like that. They're not cheap.
No, yeah, because I have like 8 of them. Now, let me tell you why I have 8 of them, okay? Is because every time I own more than just the mower. I own the mower, I own the snow blower, I own the chainsaw, I own the weed eater, and I own the blower, and I own a fan.
Okay.
So
each one of those came with a battery.
With
okay.
a battery. Yes.
All right. That makes a lot more sense.
Yes.
That makes a lot more sense. I mean, your yard is big. Can you do your entire yard on one battery?
Well, I tell you what, yesterday I was able to. And the mower batteries that originally came with it, those are now probably 7 or 8 years old.
They wear down.
But I'll tell you what, for 7 or 8 years, and the one yesterday still did it on one full charge, that's a workhorse because those are not supposed to last that long. So if the yard's not too long and doesn't have to go into the mode where it gets really, really, where you can tell it's pushing it, I can still do it in one battery.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say it was a lot easier to fill the gas tank up in the mower, and I could mow for half the summer with that tank of gas. But it's all right. It worked well. It's light, does the hill good.
Yeah, I was when I pulled up to your house, I'm like, man, this is long. But then I took a good look at your hill. I'm like, I wouldn't want to do this. I wouldn't want to do it either.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be a smart ass on the way out of town.
Yeah, I got to figure out something to do with that hill. I got another one of our sponsors that is I'm going to have to get a hold of here.
Who's that?
Josh at Priority One. Remember when we had a conversation with Josh, and Josh said, Ross, you seem like the type of guy that's just going to use your air conditioner until it Doesn't work anymore.
And you said, yep. Doesn't work anymore?
You're not going to believe what I'm about to tell you.
Hold on. Let me sit down. Let me get situated.
I think every homeowner should. Flag came over. I'm like, hey, the air conditioner's not working. He comes over. He takes it apart, and he's like, dude, how old is this air conditioner? And I said, it was old when I bought the house 20 years ago. Travis, that air conditioner is from 1964.
I didn't know they had central air conditioning in 1960. Yeah, the biggest thing I've learned today is they had central air in 1964. I had no idea.
You can't read the motor. The motor, like you have to see. I'll take a picture of this thing and send it to you. It's unreal. You can't read the motor. So
wow. Well, look at it this way. At one time in 1964, your house was like king shit on the block because
that's true. The other thing is, man, that thing, if they don't make them like they used to.
That's true too.
I had the same thing with my water heater. When my water heater went out 5, 6, 7 years ago, whatever that was, and we pulled it out of there, and it was the same thing. It was like 35 years old or something. And we put the new one in. You know what a warranty is on a new water heater? 2 years.
2 years. Yeah.
Yeah, we think this thing will work for 2 years.
Look, I got a 2-year parts and labor warranty on. I feel pretty good about this.
Do you know what this is called? Planned obsolescence is the name of it. Planned obsolescence. The company's intent, this is a real deal. It's not a conspiracy theory. You know, they could make a light bulb that never burnt out. They did. They used to make light bulbs that never burned out. There was a light bulb that burned in a San Francisco firehouse for like 100 years.
An incandescent one?
A light bulb. Whatever, a light bulb. And the light bulb companies got together and were like, hey, you fucking idiots.
We'll never make money.
People are going to buy our product one time. What if we make it so that they burn out and then the people have to come back and buy them? It's a real thing. There's a documentary about planned obsolescence. I wish I could remember the name of it. Maybe I can find it real quickly.
You know, and especially with the electronic things. I think I'm on I've been in this house 23, 24 years. I'm on my 6th dishwasher.
Yeah.
I'm on my 3rd fridge. I'm on my 3rd washer and dryer. Wow. So, you know, Flag he's a jack of all trades. Did he just kind of throw up his hand and say, dude, I can't help you here?
Well, at some point, I'm using my friend on his, after hours and weekend time. And I'm like, dude, we'll figure it out on Monday. I'll call Josh and say, hey.
If your air conditioner is from 1963, how old is your furnace?
Well, the furnace did get replaced at some point. But it's probably 25. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be time just to do both.
It's probably going to be both.
Yeah, time to do both.
The light bulb conspiracy is the name of the documentary. I didn't know it was so directly tied to the light bulb. I just remember that being one of the stories. Planned obsolescence, the light bulb conspiracy.
Boy, the rabbit holes that you find to go down are simply amazing to me.
Let me see if I can find the thing about the light bulb in San Francisco. Okay. The world's most famous counter-example of planned obsolescence in light bulbs is the Centennial Light, located in Livermore, California, about 35 miles east of San Francisco. Hand-blown in Shelby, Ohio by the Shelby Electric Company, the 4-watt carbon filament bulb has been burning almost continuously since 1901.
It's still going today?
I thought it burned out. I thought it just burned out the other, in the last couple of weeks or months or something.
Yeah, but even that's impressive. 1901.
Light bulbs last a month.
I mean, think of the earthquakes and the storms that thing has endured over time to be able to survive since 1901. Wow. Well, I'm sorry you have to go through that. When it rains, it pours, right? I mean, it's just, you're like,
life,
hey,
man.
Everything's going.
Dude, listen, I'm a very fortunate and blessed guy in a lot of different ways. Draining the bank account ain't that. It sucks because I just bought a new car.
True.
I'm like, oh, I didn't budget for this. All right,
well,
it'll all work out.
Josh might have a payment plan for you. Who knows?
We'll figure it out. Yeah,
I do
you might
know,
see a lot more Josh commercials here on the rush here in the future.
The cool thing is that every listener that has worked with Josh, because a lot of people have gone to Josh, have great things to say about him, the quick service that he's able to offer. So, when you need HVAC needs, priority one is the person to call. I was thinking about you a lot at the state fair. You and I kind of got separated at the fair after our show. We hung out a little bit, then we went our separate ways. I was thinking about you, Ross, as Owen and I did a complete lap around the fairgrounds. We saw every single inch of the fairgrounds. It was kind of fun. Got my steps in. But I went into the sheep barn, right? Went into the sheep barn.
Yeah.
And I thought about you because you love Christopher Guest. And Christopher Guest needs to make a Best in Show 2. I had no idea of the grooming that takes place for the sheep. I was absolutely amazed. I'm like, I am in the middle of Best in Show just for sheep. And I mean, they're sitting there trimming and blowing and puckering the buttholes and everything like that. It's like, what are we doing here? They're sheep. And they're like, oh, they got to look good. Then I walk by the ring as they're showing them, then they're posing with the sheep. And I'm like, this is new to me. I had no idea that existed in the sheep world.
The showmanship of like when you were asking the boys on Friday about their the roosters they were sold.
Yeah.
Talking to kids about their cocks, which I can't believe the fair allowed, but they did. And you asked about, well, what do you guys do when you show it? Because I was anticipating something like, well, here's part of showing it. And the kid was like, we hand it over to the judge. But at the sheep and the pig, there's like this weird, I don't know why they do it or what the point of it is, but like, I've seen what you're talking about. The grooming is a whole, it's a really, really, really big deal. And you said they pucker the buttholes. What do you mean they pucker the buttholes?
If you walk by, I mean, all you really notice are buttholes because they're shaved so close, and it's like they've been waxed or cleaned. It's like, okay, you need a clean sphincter. Okay, I get it. I get it. But it was like serious stuff. Then we go into the pig barn, right? Pig got loose.
Yeah. Let's move to the pig barn. Yeah.
We go to the swine barn, and it's just a pig running around, and I'm like. And moving around, I'm like, is anybody going to get the pig? And all of a sudden, the guy goes, where to go? Where to go? Oh, there he is. And he's then they come over that little whip, and they don't whip the pig, but they use it as a guide.
Yeah, good way to put it.
So, and that was interesting. I always have to see the big pig. That thing's got balls the size of a bowling ball. The horse barn was cool, but the cows were interesting. The cows, however, must love music because at every station, they were blaring rock and roll. Now, the sheep didn't have music. The pigs didn't have music. The horses didn't have music. The cow barn had music playing. I'm like, do cows find music therapeutic? Or are these people just so bored they got to listen to some music? I don't know.
We got to ask that. There's got to be something to that.
I'm with you.
Travis, now that you say this, a lot of times when I worked at WHO, you would meet guys that would say, hey, I listen to WHO because we keep WHO on in the cow barn because there's constant talking. There must be something to that. Cows must be we're both idiots. We don't know what the
100%
about. I'm curious now if there's something to that. So it's funny. Of all those animals, man, the horses to me are by far the most majestic. Like you're around a horse and it's like, man, that thing is alive. Like it's looking back at you. A cow's just dead in the eyes, it looks to me. They're just...
It's almost haunting, though, because they'll look at you like, I know where I'm going.
But have I just desensitized myself to like cows and pigs? Because like we drove past a truck the other day that had little pigs in it, and they're sticking their nose out looking, right? And Audrey goes, "Oh, look, those cute little pigs." I'm like, they're not cute. Pigs aren't cute. They've got that weird little pig hair on them. They got the nose sticks straight out, the two nostrils, they have snoot, and they're pink, and they're gross. They're ugly. It's okay to say things are ugly. They don't have to be cute just because they're little.
And they taste good.
They're really tasty, by the way. But I think that they benefit from, people are like, oh, look, they're cute. They're not cute. And cows, I'm with you. Like, maybe they do know. Maybe they do know what the score is.
But yeah, so that was. I just found. I want Christopher Guest to come shoot Best in Show 2, and I want it to be on the Sheep Barn at the Iowa State Fair.
So there is not a mockumentary. There is a documentary about the Iowa State Fair that just came out. It's being played at the Fleur Cinema right now. It's called Parker's. It's about.
Oh, you were saying this as you picked us up on, because I parked on 25th and Grand. You picked us up on Friday morning, and you mentioned that there was a documentary.
I don't want Eastsiders to be mad at me. It was 28th and Grand, wasn't it? Wasn't it 28th?
29th. Sorry, 29th and Grand.
All right. Yeah. 25th and Grand would be quite a few blocks away. They'd have been like, "What the hell? You made 4 a.m. You made Travis walk 5 blocks." But yeah, they have a it's airing at the Fleur. I haven't seen it yet, but apparently a documentary about the people that park the cars.
Speaking of parking, okay, so when we left, we walked in the rain all the way to 29th in Grand, and it's packed, right? So somebody sees me getting in my car, and so there's a black pickup pulls in beside, waiting for me to leave. Ross, as I'm leaving, a woman walks up right behind me and then won't move to let
no.
She's shaving. She's on the phone. She's on the phone with a stick and won't move. That pickup's trying to take my parking spot, and she's holding the parking spot. And I'm like, you know what?
You just drove away?
I just drove away.
Smart.
because it's my, I'm done there.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm putting myself in that black pickup, as my camera goes crazy, I'm putting myself in that black pickup, and I'm like, I would be losing my shit right now. I would absolutely be losing it. I would probably hit her, and I would probably start honking. Everybody would hear it. What would you do in that situation?
I don't know. I'd try to use my spidey senses and get a sense for what the lady was actually. How crazy was the lady? I mean, really, that's what I'm going to try to take a quick look and be like, this lady about that life or not? Chances are she is.
Shows you how coveted those parking spots are, and that nobody wants to pay 10, 15, or 20 bucks.
She had a stick, you say?
Yeah.
You want to get really mad?
Sure.
You know what she was doing? She was having one of her friends bring a car from their driveway to take that spot, to force another person into a yard.
Oh.
Yeah. I could have shown you, Trav, like as I was driving around waiting for your Friday morning, I was trying to find the closest place for you so you could just walk straight out and all that. It's fun to see how if there's a curb that's big enough for 2 cars, like Tuesday afternoon, one of the homeowners is going to put one of their cars right in the middle of that section. And that's all over the east side.
That's acting in bad faith.
It's driving business, brother.
That's a bad faith negotiation.
That lady with the stick was on the phone because they hadn't filled that spot. And so she was on the phone with somebody, one of her neighbors, saying, get a car over here, or a son, a cousin, a brother, a hookup.
And she might not even she might have been faking being on the phone just
to stand there. Yeah, just to occupy the space.
Wow.
East side.
I'm just like, I could see what was going on. I'm like, let's just get out of here. I don't want to deal with this. We've been parked here all day. We were lucky.
My buddy Mel, she lived over there I parked at Mel's for years, for a decade. Mel's like, yeah, that's what you do. There's gonna be 80,000 cars, but people were really like, yeah, we're gonna take those 2 spots, so that way a car will pull in here.
I mean, the pro move. I mean, if it's past like 9 o'clock in the morning, just park at the Capitol, ride the bus down. It's a piece of cake. It's that easy.
Y'all thought I was kidding a little. Here's Melanie. We were moving the family cars at 2 a.m. for the next day. Nobody parked on our street unless you were a resident. It's a rule.
Territorial much?
I'm telling you. That's what you saw there. I love it. That brought back, that brought me home. That story you just told, that wasn't my family. That's east side. I bet you that lady was about that life. Had that guy in that Ram, he's in his Dodge Ram truck.
But he was just he's probably from
Stewart, a normal dude. Yeah. Yes. Like, what the fuck is this?
He's like, I just
East side, baby, east side. You got a problem.
Man. My other observation from the State Fair on Friday is going back to a long-standing criticism I have of the State Fair, and that's the use of scooters. I understand it, and the scooters provided great people watching. And I noticed some people brought their own scooters, Ross, because this one was like straight off the farm, and it was like covered in dust. It looked like a pickup truck that had gone down a gravel road for the last 4 weeks and hasn't washed. But one of mine, what drove me nuts, if you're going to have the scooter, fine. And I'll try to respect your space if you try to respect my space. Where you're not respecting my space when you're driving said scooter is when you decide to let the grandchild sit on your lap and drive said scooter, and when he doesn't know how to drive. So I walk by, and I'm like trying to get out of the way, and this 70, 80-year-old lady sitting on a scooter, hanging off of it, but got probably 4 or 5-year-old grandkid sitting on her lap, and he's trying to steer, she's trying to counter steer, and I'm like, what are we doing here? We got 100,000 people walking down here, and you are letting this kid, not knowing how to drive the scooter. That's a one-person scooter. I don't care if he can't walk and he's 5 years old. Make his mom and dad carry him. You don't have to be the grandparent that says, hop on, I'll let you drive.
I thought maybe, Trav, did you see the people that had retrofitted like recliners?
Oh, I didn't see that.
I saw that Friday. I thought that's what you were about to talk about. Travis, these things were the size of a big lazy boy. They had cushioned arms. It looked like a lazy boy recliner that the guy had retrofitted on top of a scooter. Had the same little control in the arm pad. Lady was loving life, man. Queen of the fair, rolling around in her lazy boy. I didn't notice too many of them. I don't know. If people need them, I think the problem is that you have a lot of people that don't need them, that are using them just because it is easier to get around the fair.
Yeah. No, everybody that I saw on one needed it.
Did they?
In meaning that I don't know what their health was, but their weight-wise would not have let them walk around the fair for a very long time without stopping every 10 feet to grab a breath, right? And I understand the importance of it, but don't let your grandkid drive the scooter. That's all I'm asking. It's just that...
I mean, come on. Jeez, I feel like you're...
Get off my lawn, guy, 100%.
You wouldn't let Sutton... Come on. Hey, come on, little Sutton here. Look at the wheel. Turn the wheel. Come on.
Soon as I had to counter steer like 4 times, I'm like, get off. Get off. You don't know what you're doing. We'll go home and we'll practice when nobody's around. The Iowa State Fair isn't your first time you should be driving in traffic at age 4.
That's true. Not during the fair. Not during the fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I learned a lot of my driving, like parallel parking. I learned that at the fair. Not during the fair.
At the fair on the fairgrounds.
Yeah. Dad taught me how to run over ladies with sticks that were trying to hold spots. It was a good life skill to know.
See, exactly.
Yeah, it's the angle. It's the angle at which you hit them with.
Oh man.
What do you do there? Do you get out and you yell at the lady? Do you just because I don't think you can
I lay on the horn and I start just inch by inch getting in and then say, hey, this is not your parking spot. You don't get to do this.
I had a situation.
Or you know what I do? You know what I do, Ross? Let me one up you. Because traffic isn't heavy going down, I would actually pull right up so nobody could get in there. I would sit there so nobody could get in there. So you're basically out in the street, make people go around you. And I'd put on my hazard and say, I'm not moving. That's what I would do.
I had a situation at Principal Park one night. This was a couple years ago. I just started dating Courtney. And we went down there, and the game got over, and you go to leave the park, and you know there's 9,000 people trying to pull out of the parking lot, right? So you're just stuck there. And the guy behind me decided that somehow I was the one that wasn't moving and was going to go around me.
People. Hey, if you're not feeling right, don't ignore it. Treat it, but treat it your way. Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center designed to restore your confidence and your comfort and put you back in control, because at UCI, you will get personalized treatment based on you and nobody else. You deserve a clear plan, a private tailored experience, and judgment-free care. That's UCI. Schedule an appointment with UCI today at iowauro.com. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job-ionaire, a front row tickets to every show-yonaire, a hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie-yonaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles-yonaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that was above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy, and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
When I'm meeting a new patient, I want them to feel comfortable knowing that odds are I've seen something like this before.
From the moment a patient steps in the room to the moment the patient leaves the office, I think they're going to get a great experience.
I think it feels good coming in and feeling like it's a community here, and you get to be a part of that community and get to be taken care of by that community.
My goal is when they walk out of there to know that I'm fighting for them, I'm pulling for them. Schedule an appointment at iowauro.com.
Loving the Rush? Of course you are. Keep listening for more local sports content on The Lunch Rush with Trent Condon from 11 to 1 and Beyond the Bench with Sean Roberts and Lucas Strain from 4 to 6 every day. It's all here on the Rush Radio Network.
It's August, and that means it's almost time to send your kids back to school. And here at Willis Lexus, we want to make sure you and your teen driver's vehicle are safe and reliable for the year ahead. So for this month, we're offering a complimentary vehicle inspection. Just bring you or your teen's car into any Willis service center, and our skilled technicians will check over things like your brakes, tires, and more. Any make, any model. Give us a call to schedule or visit us online at willislexus.com. Thank you.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
I hope you're stretched, hydrated, and prepared for more nonsense because The Rush with Travis and Ross, presented by Willis Automotive, is back now.
Refresh your home with floors you'll love. Iowa Floor Covering offers beautiful hardwood, waterproof luxury vinyl, carpet, and tile for every single room. Stop by their Bondurant showroom or go to iowafloorcovering.com for a free quote. Make sure to tell them Travis and Ross from The Rush Radio Show sent you. Coming up at 7:30 here on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive, Trent Condon will be joining us. Of course, he's the host of the Lunch Rush here on the Rush Radio Network. He was at Iowa's football scrimmage on Saturday, Ross, where Jeremy Hecklinski stole the show in the quarterback race. And we're going to get Trent's eyes on observation of what happened on Saturday. Trent, very observational when it comes to the Iowa Hawkeyes, so he'll be able to give us his clear assessment. We got to remember, right? And this is the danger of a public scrimmage, in that it's the only time the public will see these people. It's early on in fall camp, and you see that performance, which he was 17 of 25, 201 yards, 5 touchdowns. You're like, it's a clear running away. Jeremy Hecklinski's the guy. I mean, Hank Brown was 9 of 21, 42 yards, had a touchdown. It's the first scrimmage. It's the first scrimmage. I'm not saying Hecklinski won't be the guy, but you got to pump your brakes when you don't see what happens every single day. Am I wrong there?
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're right about all of that. This is the danger of public scrimmages. This is the danger of getting out over your skis. I think that most Hawkeye fans I've talked to over this offseason want it to be Hecklinski. And so maybe there's a part of that, but boy, those stats are night and day.
They
9 of 21, and in those 9 completions, 42
yards. 42 yards, yeah.
With a touchdown?
Yeah.
Hecklinski had 5 touchdowns?
5 touchdown passes.
What were the numbers again? He was what?
17 of 25, 201 yards.
That's 17 of 25 is good in practice.
Yes.
I mean, this was practice. Hold on. I made that sound like it was.
Yeah, that's good in practice.
And then he went and did it in practice.
Practice? We're talking about practice.
So you're right. But see, this is where the Debbie Downer in me starts to come out. And I realized this as we were talking to Kluver the other day too. Where, people want to be excited about the quarterback. You should. It's the quarterback of the football team. You should be. It just is. I'm a wait and see guy. I've been really excited about quarterbacks that turned out to suck, or suck is the wrong word, because these guys are still
average.
Be average. Not be great in the Big Ten. Not be great against Michigan. Not be great against whatever.
Let me ask you a question. You brought something up. Has Iowa ever had, and the chat will probably go off on this. If you want to call, let me know. Has Iowa ever had a quarterback that sucked? under Kirk Ferentz. That sucked.
Travis, I have a hard time with that because I see these dudes as way better than average. They were the best players not in their high school. Most of them were the best player in their community, in their district, all that. These guys are fantastic athletes. And then what was the kid's name that was the backup with the hefty, the pizza kid or whatever they called him? What was the kid that transferred away? Remember what I'm talking about? He was the backup.
I know
Played
who you're
some
talking
time.
about.
Come on. Everybody made fun of the kid
call
for
him
deep dish.
Deep
Yeah,
Dish.
deep dish. What was his name? I don't even remember his name.
Deacon Hill.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dusty.
Did he suck?
He wasn't good, but he didn't suck in his time playing. How's that?
I've seen a couple of people put Deuce Hogan. Do you remember Deuce Hogan?
I do. But Deuce Hogan never really saw the light of day.
Yeah. And think of how much
Because by the way,
got spilled on
by the
him.
way-
What was the kid's name that was the running back that went to Arizona? He was another one. Everybody was so excited. Eno Benjamin. Oh my God, we got Eno Benjamin. You gonna come here, you can run for 9,000 yards next year. We don't even need to have anybody else on offense. We got Eno Benjamin. This 17-year-old kid's gonna come in here. Oh, what's that? He's not even coming to Iowa. Deuce Hogan. Oh my God, Deuce Hogan. We got Deuce Hogan. Did he ever take a snap? I mean, he took a couple snaps. This is why I don't get you're giving away all of the farm here, in my opinion. This is exactly why. Hecklinski or Brown. Whoever is going to start against Ohio State. Because I can get real excited about one of these guys. They could suck. The other one comes in. I know whoever's wearing the Tiger Hawk on the side of their helmet on Saturdays and getting behind center, that's the dude I want to have a good game. And if it's Deuce Hogan, it's Deuce Hogan. If it's not, then who the fuck is Deuce Hogan?
I'm back and forth on even public scrimmages or even media being in the scrimmage, right? Or at practice. When I was a journalist at a TV station in Omaha, Tom Osborne always had the practices open for the media. And I loved that, right? Because you could go down and you could watch practice. But there was a danger in that because what we observed and you report is not what the coaches are looking at in the evaluation. We think we're evaluators. We're like, oh, my God, did you see him cut there? Did you see it? You see that one catch he made with not getting covered? And so then you'd go back and portray that to the public, and it would build up these expectations that were, well, what happened there? Right? I mean, why isn't that guy playing? You said he looked great in practice. Yeah. Well, he did for the first 10 minutes we were there until we got kicked out. Yeah. You didn't get to see the rest, so you made your observations. So I get now, I appreciate now as I'm older why practice has become more closed, because coaches need to evaluate what they need to evaluate, not having a bunch of people walking around and go, you see his speed there? He beat that guy off the line.
Let's take that thing, Travis, apply it to this Hecklinski Brown conversation that there is ink being spilled about both of those guys. And then Dusty's exactly right here. Doesn't matter who it is. People are going to want Jimmy Sullivan or whoever it is the first time the Hawkeyes punt. So what you've done is now you've given some meat to the animals here, right?
Yeah.
And the first time Hecklinski has a 3-and-out. Put in Brown! How come we're not playing Brown? Where's Brown? And then they'll put in Brown. Where's Hecklinski? We sat for years next to that guy. Every time the Hawks ran the ball and didn't get a first down, he'd yell, "Throw the ball!" And every time they threw the ball and threw an incomplete pass, he'd go, "Run the ball!"
Well, then Phil Parker doesn't, do the offense any favors of expectations, but he goes, I don't want to be practicing against our offense on a weekly basis. I wouldn't want to. So now you've raised the expectation of what that ought, because Iowa's known for defense, right? And all of a sudden you'd be like, I don't want to be practicing against our guys on a weekly basis. If I had to play these guys, I don't know how I'd prep for them.
Man. Keep that. What's the phrase? Keep that same energy when Ohio State comes to town.
That's very uncharacteristic of Iowa and even Phil Parker to do that, because I've always thought Kirk Ferentz, in a very good way, even though it's frustrating, has managed expectations. Don't elevate it to a point to where you're expecting Iowa to put up 550 yards a game, right?
Like, it is. Well, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. I hope all of it's true. I hope that the offense is electric, putting up a lot of points. I really, really hope so. I hope that the second week is a game that actually can show us something. Because if Iowa State's just, this rebuilding process, hodgepodge of dudes, they haven't figured it out in week 2, we still aren't going to know how good this Hawkeye team is until things get really, really real.
And they'll get real fast.
Was it week 4? I think it's is the first Big Ten game. Does it go Ohio State, Michigan, Washington?
No, it goes, hold on real quick. It goes Michigan, Ohio State, Washington.
Michigan, Ohio State, Washington. I had it opposite. I had Ohio State and then Michigan. Yeah. Okay. So that my hope is that Iowa State is good enough to actually, challenge them, and then we have an idea of how good this team is before going to play Michigan.
But again, a lot more happened at the scrimmage, and Trent Condon hosted the Lunch Rush, which you can hear from 11 to 1 right here on the Rush Radio Network. Will be joining us to give us his observations. And if you haven't listened to his Locked on Iowa podcast yet, it's about 30 minutes long. It's a pretty good one as well. So we'll hear from Trent more about the Iowa football scrimmage coming up at 7:30. Ohio State is making a bit of a change, Ross. And it's interesting to me, and maybe I'm overthinking this because I have a tendency to overthink things that don't affect my life and don't matter. When you think senior day celebrations, you think last game of the year, right? It's your last home game, the last time you're going to play at Kinnick, the last time you're going to play at Jack Trice, the last time you're going to play at the Horseshoe. Well, this year, the last game of the year for Ohio State is the Michigan game. And it's the game, right? Well, Ohio State has decided to move its senior day celebrations to the season opener against Ball State. And they want to do that to minimize the distractions that go along with the Michigan game.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't. And again, this doesn't affect my life. It doesn't. But I'm sitting there going, okay, there is something special about a senior day to where it's the last game you're going to play in that facility. I want to ask Kluver when he's on Friday, if you would have had your senior day celebration on the first home game or the last home game, what would you have enjoyed more?
I don't think that's fair because he's got real emotion attached to one of those moments. He's told us the story about it. He's told us the story about his senior day. Like it's a big deal. And he's also talked about that first time coming out of the tunnel. I've had several former Hawkeyes talk to me about this. Like that first game, your adrenaline has you in a place mentally you've never been before. A buzz is in your head. Ask Kluve about it. That first time he came out of the tunnel, he'll tell you. It's a dream come true.
But the first time is, but also think about the last time. So for 4 years or however long you're there, no matter what school you are, you usually come out of the tunnel together. That last game at home, you're standing at the edge of that tunnel with your head coach, and that's the last time.
I like it at the end. Again, I love that Donald Trump line. You're telling me about this for the first time. I'm just now hearing about it for the very first time. So I want I see what they're saying of like, we're gonna do this at the beginning of the season. It takes away from the distraction of doing it in a game that's going to be, I mean, now with the, anyway, in a game that's more important. But Travis, in 2026, very real question that you could ask. How many of these seniors that you're going to celebrate before the kickoff of the first game
are playing there for the first time?
Will have never played a game. That's a real thing.
100%. It's funny that you say this. It's funny that you say this because I spent a lot of time this weekend watching the Big Ten Network because they're doing their Big Ten tour right now, right?
Okay, yeah.
And they're throwing stats up left and right. A big thing is, you know, when you look at teams is the number of returning starters. Remember how big of a deal that was? Like number of returning starters on offense, defense. Yeah. They've changed the stat. It's not. You know what the stat is now?
Returning minutes or something like that.
No. Here's what it is. It fits the narrative of the school. So let's say the school has 11 starters or 10 starters from last year's team back. They'll keep that. If they don't, the stat now is number of FBS starts.
That's what I was going at. Yeah.
Number of FBS starts. So I was watching Nebraska over the weekend. They're like, Nebraska's second highest number of FBS starts in the Big Ten. I'm like, yeah, but none of them have played in the Big Ten, and none of them have played at Nebraska.
Dude,
the majority of it.
And I want the senior night thing. I want to keep talking about it because I think it's a fun conversation because is it special?
Yes.
Why is it special?
Is it as special as it used to be because of what we're
and
talking
by the way,
about?
I don't disagree. Yeah. I'd say it's very special. It's a neat moment. Because there's all sorts of cool things that happen with it.
You know why it's special? Because the fans, you hope, have watched those guys over a course of a career or even course of a season, right? If you announce a guy who's a senior who's never played there in game one, people are like,
yeah, we've never heard of this guy. We cheered against him last year.
Another reason it's special, Ross, for 95, 96% of those seniors, it's the last time they're ever going to put on football pads.
I've had, but when basketball was bad, not even bad, when basketball, people didn't give a shit. I remember my buddy Baldy one time was like, hey, you going over to the game this weekend? I'm like, why would anybody? He goes, because it's senior night and those guys have given 4 years or 5 years and they deserve to have people there to cheer. And I was like, man, that's a fan. That's a fan's attitude of like that. I'm going over there just to give those guys one more round of applause for giving me 5 years of fun and enjoyment. They're special. But then when you add that question of why they're special eventually will lead to why you have to do it at the end of the season. This is funny because you will have not 1, 5, 7, 11. How many guys are going to be celebrated on senior night? Because imagine they'll do it before the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't want to do it after the game against Ball State because you're up 75-0. Half the stadium's gone at that point.
Or you could do it at halftime. Sometimes they do it at halftime. I thought maybe that was the reason of we want to get away from doing this at Michigan because it ends up being a 45-minute halftime and so we're going to do it at halftime of the Ball State game. Or is that what they're playing? You said the first week Ball State?
Yeah.
Okay. Dude, they're going to do this before the game. This is funny. Put your hands together. Ladies and gentlemen, show your appreciation for a young man who didn't come to Ohio State, probably transferred to another school at some point, and now because we got our money right, we gave him a fat stack, and ladies and gentlemen, now he's here to entertain you for the next 6 games here. Put your hands together for a man you hated just last year.
But now he's a Buckeye at the Ohio State University.
Guy comes out, pimping, popping in front of his jersey. And what do the Buckeye fans do? He's wearing our colors. But fake Bob Vanderplatz thinks I sound like a strip club announcer. That's because I am a strip club announcer. Fake Bob Vanderplatz.
He was for 4 hours.
I don't just play one on the radio.
He was for 4 hours.
And 2 of the worst, weirdest nights of my life.
It's okay. Can't go wrong with that.
I heard a story. I'm going to try to find this for you real quick. About a former Nebraska player. I did not know this. Maybe you did know this. I bet you did know this. Cincinnati Bengals rookie cornerback, Sierra Wright.
Yeah.
Played for Nebraska.
Yeah.
He's leaving the team.
Really?
Travis, do you know what he was famous for?
No.
I thought, okay, I'm glad to know that you didn't know this. Travis, he was LeBron James' son in Space Jam. Yes. The kid that played cornerback for Nebraska and just got drafted by the Bengals was on the Bengals roster. He played Bronny James in the Space Jam movie that starred LeBron James.
Now, how long ago was that?
I've never
seen any of the Space Jams because
that would have been almost 10 years ago, something like that.
So he would have been like 10 years old, or
he'd been like 13,
12 years.
Yeah, because he's 23 now. Yeah, and in camp, has reportedly left camp to pursue another movie. Got offered another role. And he went to the Bengals and said, hey, thanks for the opportunity. I can be an actor, and I'm going to go do that.
My body will thank me.
Oh, man.
If it all works out, my pocketbook's probably going to thank me.
Hold on. Fake Bob Vanderplatz says that movie came out in 2021.
The new Space Jam?
What? He is 23 years old. He's appeared in several movies, including Space Jam: A New Legacy, in which he played Bronny James, a Los Angeles Lakers guard and the son of NBA legend LeBron James. Those two things are. He says his passions collided. Wright balanced his acting and football careers throughout high school and college. Started his college career at USC before spending 2 years at Nebraska. Earned honorable mention All Big Ten honors in 2025. The decision to walk away from the NFL was undoubtedly difficult. Wright probably made the right call. He was an undrafted rookie. All undrafted rookies, he faced an uphill climb to make the Bengals 53-man roster. And while some undrafted rookies have gone on to enjoy long success, those stories are few and far between. Okay, I thought he had been drafted.
That's good self-awareness, though, right? You're like, you know what? I'm probably not going to make the team. I got a movie script that somebody wants to hire me, and we'll call it good. He might be like The Rock later on. The Rock played I think a lot of people forget The Rock played football at the University of Miami.
He was on the team.
No, I think he played.
He play?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Rob,
I'm not trying to diminish
played against him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the 94 Orange Bowl, I believe he was on that team.
And what's Dr. Rob done with his life since then?
Become a doctor.
Oh.
One of those doctor things. Hey, if you are heading back out to the fair this week, make sure to stop by JR South Fork Ranch. That's where Ross and I were on Friday. Lucas and Sean were there as well. So much fun, so much activity, and just hanging around JR's for the entire day, starting at 4:30 in the morning up until 6:30 at night. The bevy of activity around JR South Fork Ranch is amazing, Ross. It's the hub, right? And there's so many hubs around there, but you gravitate towards that. I saw people eating lobster rolls. I saw people eating the bacon pickle mac and cheese.
Did you have any other food besides JR's all day?
I did not. And I don't know why. I
Because Brooks was feeding you for free.
No, you know what? I didn't eat at all until I went to the Choice Creative Party, and they just had some snacks there. I did not eat any food whatsoever. Now Brooks offered. I just wasn't hungry at the time, so I'm like, I'm not hungry. Maybe it was the caviar chicken nuggets that filled me up.
And so I was with some clients yesterday, and they were like, "Hey, are the caviar chicken nuggets worth it?" And I said,
it's worth the experience.
That's exactly what I said. And then Travis, so I was at a restaurant here in Des Moines last night, and just Audrey and I just went to go get dinner at a place called Either Or. It's not a fancy place. It's a nice place. It's not like, put on a suit and tie and that sort of thing. I mean, it's got a playground for the kids attached to the patio. That sort of place. It's a family atmosphere. They have caviar. It's $85 for an ounce.
And you're getting an ounce of caviar with the and it's premium caviar.
Premium caviar, $100. You're getting the nuggets, the creme fraiche. Makes it all an awesome delivery system. And by the way, it's at the Iowa State Fair. The experience of Travis, you could have had caviar walking through the swine bar.
Good point.
You could take caviar up to the DNR's place and eat sturgeon eggs in front of a sturgeon. Just an idea.
Also at JR South Fork Ranch, you got live music all day long. You've got a nighttime DJ. So hit up JR South Fork Ranch when you visit the Iowa State Fair. Hey, Gary Presnell is a mortgage originator with Community Choice Credit Union in Des Moines Metro Market. He can get you pre-approved for your mortgage in 30 minutes. Those pre-approvals can be done after hours and on weekends. Why use Gary Presnell? Well, because he's the best. He's the state's top mortgage originator the past 8 years, and he specializes in a wide variety of buyer programs and loans, including new construction financing. He's been doing it for 25 years, and you can trust Gary Presnell. Best way to get a hold of him, call him at 515-975-6767 or email him, gary.presnell@comchoicecu.org. We got an hour in the books. Hour to go. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search the Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job-ionaire. A front row tickets to every show-yonaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie-yonaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles-yonaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
At Iowa Floor Covering, we believe great floors start with great service. Whether you're looking for a plush carpet, durable LVP, timeless hardwood, stylish laminate, or beautiful tile, including custom tile showers, we'll help you find the perfect fit. No pressure, no pushy sales tactics, just honest guidance from a team that listens. DIY Weekend Warrior, we've got the products and advice to set you up for success. Iowa Floor Covering, floors you'll love from people you can trust.
There are a lot of reasons to want a self-driving mower from Iowa Mobotics.
Being automated gives me more time to do my hobbies.
I travel so much for work that I don't have time to take care of the lawn, but I still care about how it looks.
And I'm just lazy. Gives me time to work in the wood shop instead of spending it on the mower.
It works in my schedule.
And I just really hate doing it.
No matter your reason, with Iowa Mobotics, spend less time mowing, more time living.
August is here, which means back to school season is upon us. We over at Land Rover Des Moines want to ensure you and your teens' vehicles are ready for the road ahead. For the entire month of August, we are offering free multi-point vehicle inspections, any make or model. At any of our service center locations, a certified technician will take a look at your tires, brakes, underneath the car, and everything in between. To schedule an appointment, give us a call or head online at LandRoverDesMoines.com.
Love the Hawkeyes. You love hot takes. Combine them after every game this season with the Black and Gold Rush on the Rush Radio Network.
The best bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bread, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking them. Try our newly rebranded granola. Specially handmade, our amazing granola makes for a delightful treat. You can order online, purchase at local grocery retailers, or find us at the downtown Des Moines Farmers Market every Saturday. We look forward to serving you.
For people who like to save money.
Do you or a loved one suffer from chronic overspending, getting less but paying more? Then you may have a case of big HVAC. Now is the time to try Priority One. We set our own prices, which means you pay for what you need, not for anything else. And if you need a heating service or new furnace, now is the time to try Priority One.
Side effects of Priority One include increased happiness, extra peace of mind, and bonus cash for whatever you want. Please use
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiscus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
The Rush, presented by Willis Automotive, is back. Because apparently Travis and Ross have even more to say.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Willis Nissan. Drive the 2026 Rogue for just $229 a month. A sporty crossover with impressive tech, comfort, and a value at a price that is hard to beat. Start your buying journey at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream with rushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Subscribe to that channel on YouTube if you're watching right there. We like to see those subscribers. Like the video. Leave your comments. Phone lines are open at 515-517-2303. And, of course, you can follow us on social media. Here's something Iowa can be proud of. Mr. Pibb is now being produced right here in Iowa by Atlantic Bottling Company, featuring a refreshed formula and a bold spice cherry flavor fans have loved for years. It's now closer to home than ever. So the next time you're looking to shake up your soda routine, grab an ice-cold Mr. Pibb and support a beverage that's being made right here in the great state of Iowa. Been a fun morning, been a fast morning. Trent Condon from the Lunch Rush will be joining us at 7:30. Ross, and another thing that happened on Saturday night, and I want to know if you think he won the hearts of Iowans back and the hearts of, and there are people who love him, people who hate him, but a lot of people were mad at Kyle Larson because he raced in the qualifier at the Knoxville Nationals.
You could have told that in a couple ways. People have been mad at Kyle Larson for a few things. Yeah, I know what you mean. Last week we talked about it, right? That he was kind of felt like if you can't race on Saturday, what are you even doing qualifying? And Connor Ferguson did explain to us, like, hey, this is a big deal to this car owner. This guy doesn't make a lot of money. He's not one of the really big dogs in the industry. Having his car qualify for it would pay a lot of bills for him. So having Kyle at least qualify, even if you got to have the pit crew guy go out there and run the car on Saturday, a couple laps to get your cash, you do that.
So, because he had to drive in Richmond for his main gig, which is NASCAR and Hendrick Motorsports. When you talk about Hendrick Motorsports, you're talking about
that's a big dog.
That's a big dog, right? Halfway through the race at Richmond, he pits, right? They get on the radio and they're like, "Hey, Kyle, there's a rain delay, and we think we can get you to Knoxville." And Kyle's like, "Knoxville?" He goes, "Yeah, we think we can get you there if this keeps up." And he's like, "Okay." I mean, he's driving. He's thinking about. He finished 6th at Richmond. Got on a plane, flew 2 hours into Pella. They had a police escort, bring him to Knoxville so he can drive in the main. He leads all 50 laps and wins his 4th Knoxville Nationals. Whether you like Kyle Larson or not, that's a cool story.
It's a really cool story, and I think that Kyle Larson has to start be talking about as one of the greatest drivers of that we've ever seen. It's really hard to go across these disciplines like this. We talked about Steve Kinzer last week, who was the I mean, he's the king. They literally call him the king.
Of sprint cars.
He has of sprint cars. Yeah, not Elvis. Not the king of pop, Michael Jackson. This is the king, Steve Kinzer. They called him that because he had 12 titles.
Right up there.
Steve Kinzer got several seats in NASCAR and in other series and never saw that same sort of success. Not like this. Jimmy Johnson was a guy that dominated, was one of NASCAR's best drivers for a period of time. Went into IndyCar, I believe, right? Isn't that what Jimmy Johnson did?
I think he tried to do the double-double, or the double, where he ran the Brickyard.
It's not easy. You've had drivers like Tony Stewart.
I think Tony's one of the greatest drivers of all time. Because he started in IndyCar, went to NASCAR. He's always been on the dirt. He loves the dirt.
Yeah. Had success at all of them. I don't know that he was ever... Did Tony Stewart never won a Knoxville Nationals? I better check. I don't think he did.
I don't think he did either.
I remember seeing him run down there, I feel like.
But Kyle, after the race, he goes, I hope this gets people to stop bitching about, the qualifier. And
that's when you said that, Travis, and you were like, I wonder if he won over the hearts. I was like, why are people mad at Kyle Larson now? Totally forgot about that conversation last week because it didn't end up happening. So again, something that you worry about or get angry about, and then it ends up not even being an issue.
I think the cool part of the story, there's a lot of the story here, right? And just getting on a plane, flying from Richmond into Pella, you got the police escort coming in, and there's people going, that fucking Kyle Larson, who does he think he is, right? I think the cool part is that they're halfway through the Richmond race, and the guys at Hendrick go, we can get him to knock, knowing how important that is to Kyle Larson, that you're in the middle of this race, you're still trying to win it. You finished sixth, and your team, it's not affiliated with that sprint car at all, is going, we think we can get you there. There's the fact that they were monitoring the weather in Knoxville, Iowa, I think that's a cool part of the story.
I do too. The fact they were able to pull it off. The police escort is the one that I think there are people that could be like, wait a minute, would that happen for everybody?
No. And I'm okay with that.
There must be something to this. So Ken Payne put this out. Our buddy Ken Payne says they had a Santa tracker going the entire race to see how close he was to Knoxville.
They said, I was reading an article yesterday. It was like the most tracked flight in the world that day.
And then look, I saw our buddy Mel's been on it today. Mel's been like a part of the show today. She said, I followed some Kyle guy on an airplane tracker while drinking too much at Knoxville Saturday. My first experience at the Nationals. Thanks for the hype, Ross. Thank you, Mel. Thanks for going. I'm glad you went down there. I'm glad you had fun. I'm not surprised at all you had fun.
I think for NASCAR fans who may not know the Nationals, and maybe that's few and far between, I think that story helps sprint car racing out. Bringing it, or am I over-exaggerating the impact of a guy finishing sixth and then getting on a plane and going to Nashville or Knoxville? Am I exaggerating the importance of that?
I don't, Travis, I almost, I think that a lot of NASCAR fans, maybe this is a bad perception. Maybe I'm wrong. I think that a lot of NASCAR fans look down on dirt track racing. And
that's stupid.
And the fact that Kyle Larson, that I could see a NASCAR big guy being like, well, of course he went there and is faster than a bunch of idiots in corn. Yeah, duh. It's Kyle Larson. He's a world-class racer. Who are any of these idiots? You would be hard-pressed to find a sprint car fan who didn't know the name Jeff Gordon. It would not be hard to find a NASCAR fan who didn't know Donnie Schatz.
That's fair.
So I think that and sprint car fans are used to that. It's not, that's not news to anybody. So I don't know. Maybe, but does it change that perception a little bit of like, oh man, our guys were monitoring the weather in Knoxville to see how important is that? And again, if you watch it, I don't know how you can ever watch sprint car racing and not fall in love with it. It's so much fun. Casey Kane is another name I was thinking of. Nicholas, thank you. Casey Kane's another name that has gone from NASCAR back to the sprint car racing world. Had success, but doesn't dominate the sprint car world in any way.
What time did the race finally go off? Do you know on Saturday night? And how much mud was flying up in the...
Did somebody put that in the thing about what time the race started? I thought I saw something about 1 a.m. or...
Ooh.
Somebody also said that it was a... it was Mel again. Police escort and all at 1 a.m. And I don't care about racing, but the storyline was fab. She said, I don't give a shit about racing. See, here's the problem with your story earlier from the parking, okay?
Okay.
The lady that's out there is a Melanie. All right? She's about that life. Remember when I said you got to do some assessing? You got to look around. Like, is this person for real? This person's for real.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
I didn't know it was that late. And then other people saying it wouldn't have been the police in Pella.
Probably been a county sheriff, right? Polishing wooden shoes.
Benzie says the police in Pella ain't doing shit but polishing wooden shoes anyway. So they got the time. They didn't do anything else. That's a good point. Police in Pella? Is there crime in Pella?
They don't eat donuts. They eat Dutch letters. Is there crime in Pella? It's a good point. There's got to be some crime in Pella. Petty theft.
Jaywalking. Imagine people are
working on Sunday. Is that a ticketable offense?
Working on Sunday.
If you mow your yard on Sunday in Pella, do you get a ticket? And do cops work on Sunday?
I'll tell you what you do get: community judgment. That's what you do get.
Guilty. Sorry, folks in Pella. We just have fun at your expense. Story we didn't get to last week, but I wanted to point out today, Ross, because politics is stupid, and something's got to be done with Polk County and the supervisors, right? Last week, the Oakview Group announced that it delivered $2.4 million profit to Polk County for the fiscal year of 26. That's through the operations of the Iowa Event Center and Casey Center. Now, 2.4 is not a record, but that's a big number. I think it was the COVID year they did like a little over $3 million. The county supervisors, in their wisdom, decided to put the operating contract up for RFP. The contract expires.
Help us out. RFP is?
It's a request for proposal to where it's a competitive thing where you where other groups can come in, propose to do what Oakview Group and Chris Conley does, right? So can somebody run it better, more effective? The answer is no, but I shouldn't say somebody couldn't run it more effective, but you have relationships you need to talk about, everything like that. Well, the RFP there won't be a judgment on that maybe till November, December, maybe even to January when the new board comes in, right? And this has all been a political stupidity by the Board of Supervisors. Well, the little caveat on that is this, Ross. The contract with Oakview Group runs out in September. And no extension for continued operations has been granted to Oakview Group, meaning that come September, Chris Conley and everybody there is out of a job.
Did you say come September?
Come September.
You mean like in 2 weeks?
Yes. Come September, the contract expires and no extension, whether you did a 2-month extension, a 3-month extension, has been awarded to the Oakview Group to keep the operations running.
walk me through what would happen because they have events planned.
You don't show up for work because you're not working with a contract. All it takes is, and why do you push it down the road? This is pettiness. What they should have done is said, hey, we're going to go out for RFP. It's not due till November or December, whenever it's due, or there won't be a decision made until X date. So you're going to give an extension of a contract until that takes place. But they haven't done that yet, at least from what I've been told. And I think my source is pretty darn good. So you have Chris Conley going, I don't know what's going to happen in September. I'm done. I'm done.
Travis, what happens? Because, I mean, we're 2 weeks away from that. Literally today, right? 2 weeks away from September? Am I crazy?
Is it 2 weeks from
my
today?
math is my math that awful? No, 2 weeks from tomorrow is September 1st.
And I don't know if September 1st is the actual date, but it's in September that the contract ends. And no extension has been awarded. There's no fallback plan to say, hey, what happens? You just don't assume somebody's going to sit there and work because contract ends. There's no,
and they don't think they're so when you RFP is basically like bids that are due.
But it's more than a bid. You throw your team in there, your history. I mean,
yeah, I get it. But it's that competitive process of like, get your offer in, tell us what we, and then we're going to review all these offers. You said at what time? In January?
Well, you could. I don't know when the actual RFP is due. I should probably find that out, but they won't make a decision because you had the consultant come in to get an idea of what the surroundings are like. They've looked at the Casey Center. They've looked at the Iowa Event Center. And so then you put it out. Then you have a certain amount of time to respond. Here, you are going to need an extension because it's not like you would make a decision September 1 and they would take over that day. There needs to be a little transition. Why would you do this to somebody who for the last, 10 years has done an amazing job? And yes, I'm biased. I'm 100% biased. I'm not going to hide my bias when it comes to Chris Conley and the Oakview Group. Chris is a friend of ours, comes on this show. Look at the negotiations they did to get Casey Center on board. The number of events.
I pulled up the list of the Polk County supervisors and makes sense.
The convention center revenues for October of 2025 were $2.9 million.
They
hosted at least one event every day the month with a total of 53 events in October. Highest gross ticket sales with over 3.2 million. You brought Casey's in to be the naming rights sponsor. Their pizza sales went up 75% from the previous year.
I've learned something really gross about politics.
People have their own personal agendas.
No, it's even worse than that, man. The people that are in charge are the people that want to be in charge. And those are never the people you should have in charge. George Washington was so great because he didn't want to be president. They had to beg the guy. You're the one that can do this. They wanted him to be the king. He's like, no. Dude, when it's the same names. It's like when you pull up, I just pulled up the list of the Polk County supervisors. If you've been paying attention to local politics at all, you know every one of these names and have known them for 30 years. Watch how this plays out. We know how this plays out. We all know how this plays out.
You know what an annual salary of a Polk County supervisor is?
I'm going to guess 150.
149,290.
Yeah.
You don't even need a second job.
They don't. It's a good old boys club. And you ain't in it. It has been for a long time. And even some of the names, you're like, oh, I don't recognize that name. You go, oh, you don't know her maiden name. You go, oh, yeah, I know that maiden name. Doesn't mean it's nefarious. It doesn't mean that they're all out there doing bad stuff or ruin. Des Moines is a great community. And the people that have been community leaders here deserve a tip of the cap. Until they start doing, and like, just watch it. We know how this will play out. We know how this will play out. One of them knows somebody who knows something who's with somebody. Somebody's greasing a skid. Somebody's doing, it's politics. Don't worry about how the sausage is made. Just worry about, are the Wolves going to be playing? When's the next Wild game? That's the only thing you should be concerned about.
Is the arena set up on time?
That's all you should care about. Are the lights on?
515-517-2303. Let's go to Kurt. Kurt, welcome to the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. What's going on?
Well, good morning, gentlemen. It's been a long time since I've called in because I hadn't been catching the show that often. And it was just ironic that I tuned in this morning because Ross is upset because of, politics and you guys bring up the Polk County supervisors. And it's interesting that you mentioned that the salary is $150,000 and they shouldn't need a second job. But the one gentleman from Ankeny, I can't recall his name, he still works full time for the DOT.
Yeah.
Pulling in another over $100,000 a year working for the DOT.
Yep.
And it's because of this and because of Ross Peterson, Ross Peterson, that I myself am running for county supervisor in Story County because I'm so irate and upset because of how people are wasting taxpayer dollars.
Good luck to you.
Now, let's put this in perspective. If you're running for county supervisor in Story County, what do Story County supervisors get paid?
They just gave themselves a 6% pay increase to $105,000. And one of my big initiatives is rolling back the salaries and giving it back to the taxpayers because it's not a full-time position.
It's not a full-time position?
What would they be doing other than doing budgets? They have to they justify what they're doing every week on their Tuesday meetings by publicly reading off their schedule for the week. I have a meeting this day. I'm going to this meeting this day, which is really just like you're part of a board, like you're a volunteer, determining how you're going to give community money away. I had a former supervisor tell me they kept their full-time job for 5 years while they were a Story County supervisor.
The people that brag about how they're manipulating IPERS and do it in a way of like, well, yeah, if you don't, you're an idiot. It's like, hey,
You're hurting the system.
We're going broke. Yeah, but I'm not.
Correct.
But I'm not. And you can talk to anybody. Listen, don't even get me started. I'll just piss off everybody.
I mean, let's put this in perspective. A supervisor in Polk County makes $150,000 a year. A supervisor in Story County makes $105,000 a year. You know what an Iowa State senator makes, which I think is a more important job? $25,000 a year.
But hold on.
I know. But on the rolls,
an argument could be made that if we actually paid the senators more money, they might not be as susceptible to the bullshit that they are. Those guys go and come out really wealthy with incredible connections and all sorts of opportunities. And who did they screw over to get all of that? U.S., baby.
Well, Kurt, I hope you win in November.
Kurt, good luck to you, man. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. And you're running because thank you. Good luck.
Well, one of the things that you had said, Ross, a long time ago, and I can't remember what it was for. I think it was because of there was a CEO at a local nonprofit in Des Moines that was getting an outrageous salary. And you said, when people give money to even a nonprofit or even a church, It's important to know where your money is going and what it's being spent on. And unfortunately, taxpayers don't know where their money is going. And so somebody has to step up and do it. So that was one of the things you'd said years ago.
Man,
it may have
thanks,
been on the other
Kurt.
station.
Well, it probably was. I said a lot of stuff, unfortunately. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Good call.
Yep. Hey, thanks, guys.
I mean, I got to believe, is it okay to check the Oakview group and make sure everything? Absolutely. There should be checks and balances. But there's also, you don't always have to go for the cheapest person. The cheapest doesn't always mean the best. Whatever I want the best. I don't want the cheapest. Let's say Oakview Group is a 0.5% higher than its nearest competitor. Is it worth making a switch of people and everything over 0.5%? The answer to that is no.
Do I remember this is 1996, 97. I'm on a Little League board. The Little League that I'd grown up playing in Pleasant Hill. We had a local sporting goods store called Home Team Sporting Goods. They had a poster of Bobby Hansen in his pony shoes up on the wall.
We met Bobby Hansen's daughter over
We
the
did
weekend.
meet, and I told her about that poster. That's the store I'm talking about, okay? And this guy named Greg Agnes owned the store, and he was a local guy, and everybody loved Greg, and he was wonderful to work with, and Greg did all the uniforms for the Little League. And if you had a problem, Jimmy Johnson was missing an N from his last name, you took it down and Greg fixed it and you had it done that day. You had another kid sign up and his last name was Zelenkowitz. You got Zelenkowitz put on the back of a jersey that day. And then some new people took over and they were like, we have this great idea. There's this new thing, the internet, where we can order these jerseys from a different company. We're going to save like 9 cents a jersey. What about the local dude? What about the local dude he also sponsors a team and he can do all the stuff for us in a day. His kids played ball here. What about him? Did you hear 9 cents a jersey? You know how many jerseys we order? Okay. What happened? They saved the 9 cents a jersey.
But then when you wanted a name put on it, cost you probably $10.
Yep. And you think you got it that day? No, you had to mail it to somebody and have them mail it back to you. And Zelenkowitz would come back spelled wrong. And then it was. And that's what we're going to do here. Or even worse. Or even worse. Somebody knows somebody who knows somebody, Travis. We're going to stall out this group that's done wonderful work for us. And then guys, you're not going to believe it. I know who can save the day. You're not even going to believe this. My cousin owns a company. I didn't even think about this till just now. This just now occurred to me. It's just now occurring to me just now as we're talking about this. My cousin can save the day here. This problem that I created, I know just the guy that can help us here. Watch. And we should probably pay him. What were we paying the last group? $2 million? My cousin's worth a little more than that because he's going to do a better job than this last guy did.
Now, I'm okay with relationships. I work in a relationship business, and I rely on my relationships. But you also got to provide the value in what you say. That's why I say the cheapest isn't always the best. Your jersey story is a perfect example. Saving 9 cents probably end up costing your little league a lot more money than the 9 cents per jersey.
Here, Berger said, to be a true skeptic, you have to scrutinize yourself first. Do you order from Amazon? No.
I got Amazon daily at my house, just to let you know.
Never. Don't even have an account.
Hey, do you need an electrician?
But Courtney does, and I call her and say, hey, order this for me.
You see, exactly. Do you need an electrician you can trust? Mr. Electric of Central Iowa has you covered with expert electrical repairs, lighting installs, EV charger setup, and more. All done right the first time. Head to MrElectricIowa.com to schedule your service now. Trent Condon joining us next on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. Front row tickets to every show, millionaire. Hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie, millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles, millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Brendan Santone here at Willis Cadillac. Coming into August, back to school time, we have a full lineup of our EV models available to come check out. Vistic, Optic, or Lyric. We have a few of each. Behind me to my left is going to be a new color for this year, 2027, Cashmere with a light interior, very elegant. And then to the right is a silver with black kind of combination, more of a sporty look. So whichever you prefer, we got a little bit of everything. Come see us in Clive at Willis Cadillac or at williscadillac.com.
Another day in paradise.
You said it, buddy. Wait, I shop at Tim.
With over 20 years of experience, Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions can help.
I don't like the sound of that.
Whether it's birds in your dryer vent, ants in your kitchen, or bats in your attic.
Did you just say bats?
Call us today and see how Bats and Bugs can help prevent your home from becoming their home.
Not good, not good.
Well, it's been nice knowing you. I'm out of here.
Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions. Even the pests know.
So I think what's unique about Urology Center of Iowa is that we are a truly independent, single specialty clinic.
We have a mantra that the patient comes first, the group comes second, and we as individual surgeons come last.
When I meet with a patient for the first time, I want them to feel heard. I never want them to feel like I'm in a rush.
Just watching the change that you can make in a patient's life, it's everything.
Schedule an appointment at iowauro.com.
I like to buy America from hometowns near and far. All pursuing happiness doesn't matter who you are. That's the real thing.
Loving the Rush? Of course you are. Keep listening for more local sports content on The Lunch Rush with Trent Condon from 11 to 1 and Beyond the Bench with Sean Roberts and Lucas Strain from 4 to 6 every day. It's all here on the Rush Radio Network.
Fresh, wild walleyes. This summer, point your compass north to Ballard's Resort on Lake of the Woods. Ballard's Lake of the Woods long-standing family resort offers a pole-in-hand guided fishing experience along with all-inclusive packages that include lodging and meals. Chase 10-pound trophies with the walleye capital of the world's most established fleet. Your adventure for fresh, wild walleyes awaits at Ballard's Resort. Set the hook at ballardsresort.com.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner of Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
State Fair savings have rolled into Willis Chevrolet of Granger. It's the biggest event of the season, and we're celebrating with huge discounts, deals like Silverado 1500 0% APR for 60 months, plus $750 cash rebate. Trailblazer already affordable, now packed with an additional $750 cash rebate. Come see why Willis Chevrolet of Granger is the best place in Iowa to buy a Chevy. Get here in Granger or online at willischevy.com.
The Rush, presented by Willis Automotive, returns now with fresh sports takes and at least one unnecessary rant.
Hey, are you heading to the Iowa State Fair? Come check out the Iowa Lottery Tent from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. today for the Veterans Day celebration. They'll be selling your favorite Iowa Lottery tickets all day long, and every purchase gets a spin on the prize wheel. Plus, enter to win tickets to the sold-out Iowa versus UNI game at Kinnick Stadium or a lottery scratch ticket prize pack. It's free to enter these contests. Simply stop by the Big Tent on Grand Avenue at the Iowa State Fair today only. Earlier in the show, we were talking about the Iowa Kids Day Scrimmage. The Rush Radio Network had eyes on the ground in Kinnick Stadium on Saturday. He's the host of the Lunch Rush here on the Rush Radio Network from 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock. It's the one, the only Trent Condon. Good morning, Mr. Condon.
Good morning, fellas. How are you today? This is an early wake-up call for me. You know, you get that midday slot. I don't have to wake up this early. And when we get to the school year, it's even better because West Des Moines schools, guess what time we start elementary school for my two kids?
What time?
8:15.
No. 8:55 drop off. 9:05 first bell. Yeah. So the old man gets to sleep in too, as the kids get to sleep in also.
That's when it's, they should do that for like juniors and seniors also.
The age that I always thought, and it's crazy to me that they do it that way here in West Des Moines, is I thought middle school, kids, they're starting to get their independence. They want to stay up later. That's actually the earliest that they start. I think they start in middle school at like 7:30, something like that. So talk about kids not getting any sleep at that point. But yeah, it's lucky. I love it. And this is my last year of this because my daughter goes to middle school next year, which seems impossible. So last year of elementary school for the two together, this will be the last year that they're together in the same school.
Can I tell you about a big milestone we've reached here in the house?
Eli?
Eli can now take Audrey to school.
Big time.
Yeah, it's a big save for me. That's a good one.
We're ways away from that one.
I am hearing a little bit of an echo. Did you hear that too?
We made an adjustment on my end, so we may have to do something tomorrow. It's going to be there for the rest of this interview. Don't worry about it. We apologize for it, but we'll get it fixed.
Okay, no worries. Doesn't bother me at all.
So Trent was Jeremy Hecklinski we tried not to make a big deal out of this, right? Meaning that it's practice, it's scrimmage number one. There's a lot more to go, but there is the eye test thing, right? And when it comes to the eye test, what was your observations of the quarterback?
It wasn't close. It was as bad as the numbers indicate. It was hideous. There was a stark difference between the two of them, and for Hank Brown, there was a lot of the tendencies. When we think back the last 28 years, bring up your quarterback that frustrated you, and that's Hank Brown. The pocket presence, the frustrating elements, the ball not getting out, those kind of things. And Hecklinski, he looked different. Now, Hecklinski's first two passes of the day when they went live were awful too. Let's not make this guy out that he's going to be Brad Banks or Drew Tate or go to your favorite quarterback. Let's slow the roll a little bit on that one. But he got going. He got in a groove. And you can see he's got that gamer mentality, right? A little bit of momentum starts to go his way, and it's going to be there. So, look, the one thing that I've said about this whole thing, too, is I've always believed it should have been Hecklinski because the fan base has so much negative baggage already with Hank Brown. The fourth quarter against Indiana, even when they got down a score, they got the ball back. And then I think he went 1-6 down the stretch there when they got the ball back with a chance to tie. Of course, the missed screen pass that is there. It is so much easier now, and coupled now with this, to just go out there, give the ball to Hecklinski, and if it doesn't go well or he gets injured because he's a little guy, okay, then you go to Hank Brown. But if you start Hank Brown, you guys know what's going to happen. You start Hank because of this baggage, the scar tissue that the fan base already has. He throws the third down incompletion, misses a guy on 3rd and 6, the rumblings start, and then a couple series later throws a pick. It's going to be boo birds all over the place. Yeah. I think you have to, because of that, go with Hecklinski.
Trent, I am surprised how many fans are still holding on to those 6 attempts versus Indiana. I had a client named Julie. She's a huge Hawkeye fan. We closed on a house with her, and she was asking, she's like, okay, who's going to be the quarterback? I said, I don't know. We had Chuck Long on last week. He thinks it might be Hecklinski. He's more tuned in than I would be. And she said, I just don't want it to be Brown. I can't get that third down against Indiana out of my mind.
There is so many people that are that way. And you know this fan base and how it's going to look on that spot. Do I think that Hecklinski is going to be a huge difference maker in comparison? There's more arm talent for Hank Brown. You can also see that. There's just more raw arm talent out of him. But the other elements to the game, the other part of it's too. I'll tell you the other part, though. This offense, they really do have weapons. This is not hyperbole. I think you guys know, yes, we're Hawkeye fans, but this is not fanboy radio. I do not like to do that. I'm usually tougher on the Hawkeyes than I ever am the Cyclones. They got some weapons, though. They have offensively at the wide receiver position. They look different. Friday at Media Day, both Tim Lester and John Budmeyer, both of them brought up Evan James, not Tony Diaz, Evan James, because of his speed and what a big element that's going to be. Van der Zee can make plays. Jarrett Bowie is back finally healthy. And that's just wide receiver. You got an All-American at the tight end position, a deep running back room, and I think what's going to be a very good offensive line again this year. It is all there offensively, and it needs to be, because that defense, that is as rough of a defense as I've seen in a Kids Day scrimmage in a long time.
But it is just a Kids Day scrimmage, right? I mean, and that's the hard part. We were talking about this earlier, is that the danger of letting public see so early is that it creates this either false narrative that you carry forward for the next 3 to 4 weeks, right?
The component, too, also to remember, is they played without basically 3 starters that you anticipate on the defense. 2 of them in the defensive backfield. Phil Parker, you know he's going to put a good product back there. The question marks up front, but they played without Kenneth Merriweather, the veteran guy on the defensive line. He wasn't out there at all. Lutmer barely played a snap. And then you also have Tyler Brown, who's likely to be the starter at strong safety. He wasn't out there either. So you're talking about a pretty depleted defense compared to what they're going to look like. I still had the biggest concern about defensive tackle. I'll take you guys back. I think it was 2014. Here's a couple of names for you. It was a year that they really struggled, and they struggled specifically against the run. They were starting a couple of former walk-ons, and Joe Gaglione and Thomas Nardo, and it didn't go very well. Well, now we're talking about Luke Gaffney, Will Hubert, a couple of former walk-on guys that are there. It's time for somebody else to step up. Bryce Hawthorne, I think, is a good, solid player there. He played last year, a part of the rotation, but they need more, and they need a guy like Devin Kennedy. His dad played in the NFL for a long time, definitely has the bloodlines. They need some of those young guys inside to take the step forward. And the one that I would love to see is Emmanuel Alabaju. They got him from North Dakota in the portal. I've been around football players. You guys know what it looks. He looks so different than anybody that I've seen. He is just a block of a man. 6'2", 320 pounds. He just absolutely looks the part. Has only been playing football for a little while, and he was not able to go with practice yesterday, on Saturday. But still, that is a guy that just looks the part, looks different there. They're going to need those stories that this defense is going to be up to snuff.
Defensive tackle is a position you can't be soft on in an Iowa defense.
No, not at all. We've seen it too many times. Here's a couple of names that everybody I think will know. Well, us old people at least will know. Mitch King and Matt Kroll. And we think of those guys. Oh, those guys were great. Remember when they played as redshirt freshmen? They both started as redshirt freshmen. They were not very great that year. That is the concerning part, too, because it takes that development. And I talked to Kelvin Bell, the defensive line coach, and I always joke about this was the Capital One Bowl back in 2004, the great walk-off victory with Warren Holloway scoring his first career touchdown. Well, I was down there as a media member. More than anything, I just wanted a free seat in the press box. But I was down there, and I did go to a practice. And at the practice, in the 15, 20 minutes that they let us in there, one of the parts that was there was the defensive line working through a drill. And all the drill was, put your hands up. Put your hands up. That's all it was. I mean, they did that for like 10 straight minutes. And I always ask defensive linemen about that and just what a boring element it is. You can't microwave defensive line, specifically defensive tackle. And that's why I go back and say, if this team is going to be what I anticipate it's going to be and what it's going to look like coming up this season, I think it's going to be a year where it's incredibly frustrating. It is going to be a year where if Iowa goes 9-3, has a really nice year, pulls one of those big upsets, it's not going to be a bunch of 17-13, 16-12, those kind of wins. It's going to be 31-27. It's going to be 38-35. It's going to be that kind of season, kind of like 2001. That's kind of the year that I'm looking towards.
Wow.
You know what? I like that. If you're going to win close, I don't want to win. I'd rather win in a high-scoring affair than a low-scoring affair.
Yeah. It makes the games a lot more fun.
I watched your podcast this morning, the Locked On Hawkeyes podcast. One more question for you, and that is, you weren't impressed with the special teams. You know, of course, LeVar Woods is gone. The special teams did not impress you.
Not at all. I thought that we would see, Eli Ozick, the anticipated starter. They got him out of the portal from North Dakota State. I thought maybe we'd see a little bit more leg talent. He looks like some of those guys that we've seen in the past that, maybe by the time he's a junior or senior, he'll be the kicker. He kind of looked like that. He also missed a bunch of kicks, but I think he was 4 of 9. Caden Burr from Bettendorf, he was 7 of 9, and that's just off of memory, I think, numbers that I saw afterwards. But that aside, just didn't have that same pop that you're certainly used to with Drew Stevens. We'll kind of see on that front. But also the depth, there's going to be no more attempts like the Penn State game, which did not go very well with the 60-some-yarder at the end of the half. But just in general, I think it's going to be 50 and in for both of those guys. Punting looked very, very average, but it all culminates together with a thing that we rarely talk about. That is the long snapper. And local kid Ike Speltz, he's back there. They got the number 1 long snapper in the country, though, that's a freshman right now in Matty McLaughlin. There's a name for you. The dude looks like a freshman, though, and he's like 195 pounds. Is that going to hold up in the Big Ten? That is the deep dive I know, Ross, you're looking for there.
I love it. I love it. Yeah.
But, yeah, long snapping was not good. I mean, I think there was 4 different snaps that I saw that were awry once they couldn't even get a kick off and they had to go fire drill and try to chuck it there. If special teams aren't good for Iowa and defensive tackle isn't good for Iowa, I think we're going to be looking at a very frustrating ho-hum 7-5 type.
We're going to have to get Kluver over in Iowa City to let him work with them. All right, Trent, what's coming up on the show today? Of course, the Lunch Rush right here on the Rush Radio Network from 11 to 1. What do you got coming up?
It is a deep dive, as always, into the world of sports. I'm going to be talking both Hawkeyes and Cyclones coming off the weekend. Plenty of Hawkeyes, some more thoughts. We'll go more deeper into all the position groups and what I saw on Saturday at Kids Day. Also going to talk MLB, Major League Baseball, as Matt Snyder joins me each and every Monday on that front. And every day during August camp, the voice of the Kansas City Chiefs, Mitch Holtis, stops by the show for a quick 7 or 8 minute hit. We'll talk a little bit about the Chiefs, the weekend, and their first game as they took on the Rams in preseason game number 1. All coming up 11 to 1 here on the Rush Radio Network.
All right, buddy. We'll see you. Have a good show.
See you, Trent.
All right, thanks.
Trent Condon joining us on the Rush Radio Network. Again, 11 to 1. And don't forget Sean and Lucas in Beyond the Bench from 4 to 6. Busy day here on the network. So we hope you tune in to all the shows each and every day. Ross, switching gears from Hawkeyes to baseball. Tommy John passed away over the weekend.
Oh, yeah, I saw this. Yeah.
83 years old. He's not a Hall of Famer.
No.
Maybe one of the most recognized pitchers by name because of the surgery. The surgery made Tommy John probably more famous, but he should be famous for what he did on the mound. I mean, I did not know this, and when I said he's not a Hall of Famer, you kind of shook your head yes. I didn't know this. He has the second most wins in Major League Baseball history by a pitcher who's not in the Hall of Fame. The only person higher than him is not in the Hall of Fame because of steroids, and that's Roger Clemens.
Roger Clemens, duh. Wow. Oh, wow. How many wins did Tommy John have?
288. He ended with a 3.34 ERA. This was after 2 major surgeries.
Revolutionary surgery.
To me, Tommy John should be in the Hall of Fame alone for being the guinea pig
for the Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, for hey, I've got this new idea. If it doesn't work, you're done. But if you don't do it, you're done anyway. So it doesn't matter.
Here's the deal. 288 wins. Travis, that you won't have a pitcher get to that number and not be a for sure Hall of Famer.
I'm with you.
If a guy today were to climb to that, if a young pitcher were to get to 208, we would be like, this guy's a Hall of Famer. If he had 10, 28 win seasons or whatever it would be, if he had 2014 win seasons, that'd be amazing right now. Wow. Maybe Tommy John should be in the Hall of Fame. I remember him as a Yankee.
He played for 6 different teams.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah, who else did you see who it was? 'Cause I remember him as a Yankee. Let me see if I can pull. I've got Josh Baez's stats up. Sorry, let me do something else here.
He played for the Yankees, the Angels, the A's, the Dodgers, the White Sox, and the Indians. 6 teams. Wow. I'm with you. I don't.
Wow. Started in 1963 and pitched until 1989. Wow. 26 years in Major League Baseball. 8 with, would you? Yeah. So he's with the Yankees 79, 80, 81. 82, he gets traded to California. He's back with the Yankees for 86, 87, 88, and 89. So that's really when I'm starting to pay attention around that time. 86, 87, 88, 89. Won 13 games for the Yankees back in 87.
But the Yankees
I don't
were really
know,
on
man.
the
Was
backside
he-
of his career.
Is he ever? I don't know, Trav. If I'm looking, the longevity is amazing. None of this is Hall of Fame stuff.
The 288 wins?
He had 3 20-win seasons in his life. His win-loss percentage is 55%. He went 288 and 231. I don't know. I can see why he's not in the Hall of Fame. Never led the league in wins, never led the league in ERA, really never led the league in anything except for...
Now, to be fair, he played for the Indians, the White Sox, and the A's and the Angels when they weren't very good.
Yeah. You're right. Our buddy Joe Knapp met him and said, I got his autograph. He was a good man. Should be in the Hall of Fame. There are worse people in the Hall of Fame. Dusty. He's in the Hall of a lot of games. That's good. That's a good line.
How many athletes have surgeries named after them?
He's the only one. Achilles? It's like, I mean, he's the only one. We could call it the Joe Theismann, but that'd be rude.
Yeah, he didn't have a compound fracture. His elbow wasn't sticking out.
No, I'm just saying if a guy breaks his leg and it sticks out, we could at least have the respect of calling that the Joe Theismann. Oh, Dusty, Lou Gehrig got a disease.
You are right, by the way. Tommy John is the only one that has a surgery named after him.
Yeah, I mean and Luke, name another athlete that has a disease named after him. Lou Gehrig's disease. We just started calling that ALS
Because most people don't know who Lou Gehrig is anymore. You know, it's
That's a good point, right?
You're like,
Wow.
who's Lou Gehrig?
But will the Tommy John surgery eventually become the whatever ligament surgery?
No, because most of it takes place on baseball players, right? So that baseball thing continues on. I saw a stat this morning. I want to see if I can find it. It's the number of pitchers in Major League Baseball who have had Tommy John surgery.
It's incredible.
It's a huge number.
Unreal. How, Travis, now it's common in like college and high school. There are high school kids that get Tommy John surgery now. While you're looking that up, amazing stats. Did you see the historic performance by Joshua Baez, the Cardinals prospect, over the weekend?
No.
Cardinals brought up their hot prospect, Joshua Baez, over the weekend to play against the Cubs. Travis, he steps up in his very first at-bat. First pitch he sees, he hits a home run. There have been guys that have done that before.
Very next pitch after that?
Comes up in his second at-bat, Travis. 2 for 2. 2 home runs. Travis, there have been guys that have done that before in Major League Baseball. He comes up for his third at-bat, Travis. 3 for 3 with 3 home runs.
Wow.
And the first one is a 450-foot moonshot to center. Jacked. I think he hit the second one to left and the third one to right. 3 for 3, 3 home runs. At one point on pace for 9,000 career home runs. That's an exaggeration. He then went 0 for 5 yesterday, just so you know.
Came back to normal. Went full Tuffy Rhodes. By the way, I got the answer. Roughly 36% of Major League Baseball pitchers have undergone Tommy John surgery. That's a big number. Wow.
I wonder if you could find out. I mean, again, college, and I've even heard of kids that had potential college careers that got Tommy John surgery before they were out of high school.
Wouldn't surprise me just because.
And Travis, sometimes guys throw harder afterward.
I bet the rehab's a lot different than the first time Tommy John went underneath.
That's a good point, too. That if there's one thing that's changed a lot since, because I think the surgery is the exact same surgery. We should have Dr. Sullivan on to talk to us about it. I think the first time I think the recovery of it is the amazing thing now.
Yeah. Hell, you could say that with almost anything, though. The ACL guys are coming back from. I mean, George Kittle blew out his Achilles in January, and he's now saying, I hope to be on the field for the 49ers when they kick off the season in Australia. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton missed an entire NBA season when he blew his out. George Kittle is saying, hey, I'm now running. I'm making cuts. I'm not in full pads yet, but I'm on a pathway to where I might be able to be at the season opener.
Yeah, the Bears had a similar story. Bears had a lineman, somebody out there. Bears had a lineman that tore his knee up last year at the end of the season, and they didn't think he would be back till middle, and he's already out working out with the team and everything. It's do amazing things these days.
All comes down to how hard do you want to rehab it. Obviously, some injuries, but some guys just take the rehab to a different level and want to get back as soon as they can. As now, I'm not a professional athlete. I'd be scared as hell to come back too soon.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It would be.
I think that, but man, Travis, got to remember, those guys get to that level because they've got a competitiveness that is off the charts. Uncontrollable competitiveness. It's telling them, get going, get out there.
I'll save it for the end so Ross doesn't have to talk about it. The Indiana Fever won yesterday, 95-91 in overtime over Atlanta. Caitlin Clark with 26 points, 9 assists. Michaela Timpson, 20 points. She was the reason, I think, the Fever won yesterday, who give themselves some favors when it comes to playoff positioning. 4 straight on the road after that. So there, you didn't even have to talk about WNBA, Ross, but I got it in. Everybody have a great Monday. Get out to the Iowa State Fair. Visit the Iowa Lottery booth. We'll be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. And don't forget, Trent Condon Lunch Rush from 11 to 1. Behind the Bench with Sean and Lucas from 4 to 6 here on the Rush Radio Network.
Hey, Tanner with Liberty Lawn and Landscape here. We are now booking, so get a hold of us to schedule your next project today. Serving the Des Moines Metro, we specialize in a variety of services such as retaining walls, paver patios, edging and rocking, and much more. Now offering 3D renderings to show you exactly how your project will look before beginning. Liberty is proudly veteran-owned and ready to serve you today.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true, no guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
It's August, and that means back to school time is upon us. And we here at Willis Infinity want to make sure you and your teen driver's vehicle are safe and reliable for the year ahead. That's why we're offering a complimentary vehicle inspection. Just bring you or your teen's car to any Willis service center, and our skilled technicians will check over things like brakes, tires, and more. Any make, any model. So schedule your appointment online at willisinfinity.com.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire, a front row tickets to every show millionaire, hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie, Yenair.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles, Yenair. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Bask in the glory of victory, or if necessary, wallow in the sorrow of defeat. Do both after every Hawkeye game on the Black and Gold Rush on the Rush Radio Network.
Hi, Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with a diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Don't settle for less. Get more of what you want with new Power Water from Powerade. More electrolytes, more flavor, and zero sugar. Do it again, make it a 10. I got the power. Finally, a fitness water that gives you power for more. Powerade Power Water. It takes more.
There's more Rush coming up now, but stay tuned to the Rush Radio Network for the Lunch Rush with Trent Condon from 11 to 1 and finish your day with Sean Roberts and Lucas Train on Beyond the Bench from 4 to 6. Only on the Rush Radio Network.